Check. All right. Let's get the volume down here. There we go. Wow, that was kind of loud. Okay. I hope we can be seen and heard. It looks like we got meters. Nothing's muted. God, I'm not used to doing this. It's been a while. Here, okay, yeah, I'll move over to make some room for you. The light above my desk is burnt out.
I bought you light bulbs.
Yeah, I know. I'm just. You did buy me light bulbs.
I did,
and I didn't install them. So, welcome back to the Rough Report. We're in it again. It's been a few months. I remember we said, like, in anybody who, like, you know, watches the show, all three of you, yeah, I think we said something about at the beginning of the year where we were gonna be on schedule and keep doing this.
Yeah, it turns out the schedule is quarterly.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would like to get to doing this more often. But, yeah, honestly, doing a weekly podcast on top of all the other things that we already do.
And exist.
And yeah, just exist. It's a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Kudos to you people, to all the people that, managed to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like having a job, navigating capitalism, staring into the live-action nightmare machine that shows us all the horrible things going on in the world. Like,
yeah,
having the extra energy to, you know, be on and talk about it after that.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, there's certain things, like, I think for this, like, time back, we're not going to be doing any crazy deep dives.
No.
We're just going to be gleaning some topics and mostly kind of lighthearted stuff, of course, but there is some, like, other things we're going to have to touch on. Like, I have a bunch of things queued up here, but you weren't with me when I was queuing this stuff up. So I don't know if there's, like, other things that you got that you might want to add to this, but yeah.
We'll find out together.
We'll find out together. Yeah. I don't know if we have any live watchers right now. It's been a while since I've logged into this. Sign into chat. Oh, it's gonna have to. Do I have to sign into chat?
I don't even.
Okay, now it's having me log into the YouTube browser. Create a channel to join the chat.
I like this seamless experience.
Oh, God. Why are they going to make things so complicated? Why they going to make things... Yeah. Okay. Welcome to live chat. Remember to go... Well, why is it saying welcome to live chat, but also sign into chat? I don't know what this means. I don't know what anything means. What does it mean?
We're doing great.
It's double rainbow all the way. What does it mean? I was just watching that the other day. Well, yeah, create a channel to join. I have created a channel. It's right here. This is very confusing. I'm confused. I'm already at the point where technology is frustrating me. And honestly, I don't think it's me so much because I'm not the only one. You know, it's I think legitimately under the guise of being like sold things that are, you know, technological advancements. They're and under the guise that they're like convenient and stuff like that. It's just they're just worse. It just makes things worse. Like self-checkouts, right? Like, here's this wonderful piece of technology that'll make all our lives easier, more efficient. And, you know, since the grocery store is going to save on labor costs, that's certainly going to help bring down the cost of groceries.
Just kidding.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah. Just kidding, peasants.
Yeah, exactly. No, we're just like offloading the labor to you and fuck you. Yeah. That's what that is.
Yeah.
So it's just like under the guise of convenience, right? Under the guise that you're being gifted this new convenient, wonderful piece of technology, you're getting something that's just actually like sucking you down.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's like, they don't have grocery baggers anymore. So already we had to play the game of trying to hurry up and bag our own groceries while, the cashiers.
And I don't know. That's anxiety inducing to me.
Well,
like
that's what I'm saying. It's like the cashier's already started the next person.
Yeah.
Like, fuck,
and you're like,
behind.
oh, fuck. And you're like, especially when I was like very new to grocery shopping, like early 20s, wasn't used to doing this by myself yet. And the sense of panic, like you don't know if you're stacking things right. Oh shit, I'm putting the canned stuff on top of the bread. Oh, this is a disaster.
Yeah. So, like at the very least with self-checkout, now I understand things a bit better, and now I know that the code for steak is 4011.
I don't know what that means. Is that a joke or?
If you ring in 4011, it's the code for bananas.
No.
I'm talking about theft.
Wink, wink. Children.
I'm telling people you should steal.
Bender approves.
Yeah.
Stealing is cool. I can't do the Bender voice. I don't know.
No, I absolutely I'm not gonna try. But anywho, but yeah, let's start talking about Galen. So coming up beginning of May, there is planned. Everyone's just supposed to like boycott Loblaws as best you can. So this is recognizing that Loblaws isn't the only monopoly in the grocery game in Canada.
It's basically like 3 companies, isn't it?
But effectively, wow. But since Galen decided to put himself as the face of Loblaws and has been such an outright cunt, it's turning into a fuck directly.
Yeah, there's that. Yeah.
And so like if you have the option, don't starting May 1st or anytime really, because with their fucking prices, who the fuck can afford to shop at Loblaws anyways?
Yeah.
So starting like May 1st, don't shop at Loblaws, at No Frills, at Shoppers Drug Mart, at Real Canadian Superstore. There's a list of others because it's a monopoly, and so you don't necessarily know intuitively what stores are under that label. But if you have the ability, then you are encouraged as of May 1st to not give Galen any more of your fucking money.
Yeah.
We want these oligarchs to hurt in some way. And so if Metro benefits from it, well,
sorry, I'm in real time fixing some of our streaming software updated, and a bunch of the things I'm used to having at my fingertips here were suddenly not there, and now I gotta there we go. There I got to the screen in the screen thing fixed now.
So anyway, TLDR, if you have the opportunity to join the boycott, highly recommend. And this is on top of, with the grocery stores, anyone who has to buy food has noticed that everything is a lot more fucking expensive. And I know that at the start of the pandemic, they told us it was because of what wording did they use again? Not infrastructure costs, but anyway, they just said some bullshit like, inflation caused by manufacturing snags or some wishy-washy bullshit. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, posting profits like well and above anything that they've previously aspired to. And so, they keep claiming poor, like, oh, we only make $1 out of $25 that you spend on your blah, 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 blah. Ignoring the fact that they own the entire fucking chain. They own the real estate, they own, the suppliers, they own, right? Yeah. And so they have profit on
Loblaws, and this is how they were able to do the bread price fixing some years ago, if you remember, where instead of a class action lawsuit that should have garnered real consequences, if you signed up on their website, you got a gift card. That was their way of saying sorry for that. And how they were able to fix those bread prices is the fact that Loblaws also owns the mega bakeries that make the bulk of that product. So Yeah, basically, antitrust laws in this country
Are toothless and worthless.
yeah, they're just useless. They're a joke. And then on top of that, any way of like regulating their profits, regulating the out of control greed, that's just looking the other way too. And this is where we're at in neoliberalism, right? Like this is the concept of neoliberalism, is to let business just do what it wants in greater, more swathing ways, as if that's going to garner us more freedom somehow.
And so we've gotten to the point now where in Canada, like, housing is unaffordable, food is unaffordable, and healthcare is getting further and further out of reach, simply because it's not staffed. And so, even if you make it to one of our publicly funded hospitals, then you might be waiting for 25 hours for someone to set a broken bone.
Yeah.
Which that's not even a situation where you can wait for your doctor or go in urgent care, right? Like, if there are so many, and a lot of people, like, they don't have a family doctor, and a lot of walk-ins aren't accepting new patients.
Yeah.
And so it's just, we're wind up in a horrific situation where the emergency rooms are bearing the brunt of everything.
Yeah,
and
they really can't do that. They don't have the ability to do that. And then on top of all else, of course, I have a thing queued up here, kind of leading our segue of the things I have tabbed here. We have Justin Trudeau, who is going to, I'll get this up on the big screen, and I'm going to have to do my little screen capture. Yeah, so
I like that. It looks like he's honking.
Honk.
Yeah.
Honk. This is great. It's a great freeze frame. No doubt. Yeah, I don't know why. Okay, maybe it's that camera. There we go. Okay, hello. There we are. All right, that's
so
and we'll put us down here. So now we are small. Yes.
Big.
Yes. We could be bigger though. Should we be? There we go. Yeah, this is from the Six Buzz TV Twitter account that posted this, but of course it was all over all kinds of news sources. And I'll point out what's funny in some of the comments here, because of course, the blue check marks that are paid to be seen at the top of the comments are always just very enlightening, to say the least. But yeah, I'll give my commentary on what he says here in a moment, because it's going to be similar to, if you remember, maybe the past 2 episodes that we did a few months back, how I criticized Poilievre's supposed housing plan.
It's a plan to build housing, including for renters, on a scale not seen in generations. We're talking about almost 3.9 million homes by 2031.
I still love that, because you can hear her so clear. Whoa, Christina Freeland in the background, like she's shocked. This is her first time hearing this.
Wow.
like the surprise party you helped plan.
Yeah.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah,
just hear that again. Like did she rehearse that? Wow.
By 2031.
Whoa. Oh, God.
It's a plan that, at its heart, is a commitment to affordability. Our goal is that no Canadian pays more than 30% of their income towards their home. It's also a plan to make sure that we don't leave the most vulnerable behind, that we keep building housing for people with low incomes, and that we take action to address homelessness so people never have to resort to living in a tent. And it's a Team Canada approach that provides incentives for provinces, territories, builders, and nonprofits to come on board. The math is simple. If we can increase housing supply, we can bring down prices.
So that simple little axiom that he has at the end there is entirely the housing plan of Poilievre. And the flaw with it is, again, if we allow the investment class and landlords collecting properties to buy up these properties and then flip them or rent them out at exuberant prices, we are right back to where we started in terms of the housing cost. It is not simply a supply problem. That is part of the problem, sure.
Yeah.
It is not simply the problem, though. And so, like, when he's talking about we're going to find ways to make sure that, you don't pay any more than 30% of your income and stuff like that. This is all, like, it's fluff, right? Because there's no actual plan on how he's going to do that there. He's not laying any of that out for you. He's going to say, we'll make sure that the housing is affordable. Okay, how? Are you talking about price controls? Are you talking about, reeling the market in some serious way? Because if you are not saying that, I don't think I trust your housing plan.
Well, and that's it's not getting to the heart of why these things are unaffordable. Oh, cool.
Oh, hello. We are frozen. Look at that. Yeah, it didn't. Here.
Updates are cool.
Maybe. Yeah, it's working so much better now. I wonder if we can
turning it off and turning it back on.
yeah. All right, okay, that's just going to mess it up. But I wonder if Oh, there we go. Okay, see, I fixed it. I fixed it.
You tried turning it off and on again.
I did. I quite literally. That's what I did.
But yeah, so yes, we do need supply, 100%. But then also, it's the deregulation and the change in priority. Like the Canadians have been sold for decades, generations now, that a house is an investment. Not that housing is a human right, not that housing is stability.
Yeah.
Housing is an investment that you're supposed to make money on.
Yeah.
And so we've all been sold this, and so now there's the expectation that people aren't supposed to lose money on housing.
Yeah, or that if you are losing money on housing, it's some great injustice that is being thrust upon you, and not, the nature of how investments work in capitalist societies. That sometimes they don't always yield fruit.
Yeah. And then, the people who will get bailed out will be the investment firms. Haha. And then the rest of us can go live under a bridge.
Yeah. So on the big screen here, it's going to keep doing that, I guess, eh? I hope. Okay, I'm going to switch back. Okay, we're fine. All right, we're just
basically just after the show, you'll restart your computer.
Yeah, I'm going to have to make some changes. Yeah, but anyway, if you notice around here, now he had me in the first half here. This guy, nothing will come from this except we'll pay more, not more, and this is where it falls off the rail, in taxes. And the homes, if any are ever built, I'm sure some will be built. I'm sure they're homes will be built, whether they're affordable or not is the difference. Will be given to foreigners long before they are. It's like, what world are these people living in?
Yeah, no one's giving anyone anything.
Foreigners are getting free houses now. What the fuck is this?
Yeah, unless we're talking about foreign investors. They'll be given ability to buy and develop on the green belt.
Yeah.
But just to be like imagining your average family that's coming from another country be giving a home. Ha!
Yeah. Yeah.
No. Yeah, you're thinking of you're not using your class consciousness.
Yeah, yeah. It's just absolutely freaking yeah.
It's that's not how any of this works. It'd be great. I would love if they started giving out housing. Like fucking A. Yeah. Give out housing. Yeah. Give people shelter. Yes, 100%. I don't think that we should have to pay for housing. I'm a big fucking commie, and I think that that the responsibility of government is to provide for basic human needs such as shelter.
I like this one here. Anything to secure another 4 years. Way too late. Justin Trudeau. I mean, it is a little late for him to actually have a housing plan now. I'll give this guy that. But, anything to secure another 4 years. Well, yeah. That's supposed to be
I mean,
how this whole election thing works, where the person in charge does things you like
So that
and
you
people are happy
in
with,
charge.
and then we keep voting for him. That's
As opposed to
what
just
is
voting for
kind of
someone out of spite.
supposed to happen. Yeah. Like, oh, keep doing that. Yes, we will vote for it. That's what he's supposed to do. That's yes. Like, I never understood that concept. Oh, you're just buying people's votes by doing
What we
things that they like, that they
would
elected you to
benefit
do.
People. Yeah. I mean, you're the kind of asshole who's voting for Doug Ford, who didn't even offer anything.
Yeah, he literally, like, his that is too accurate, because he offered nothing.
No,
he literally
in the
had no
re-election,
anything.
No, like he didn't even pretend that they were going to offer something new and great. He was just did they even release a plan?
No, there's literally
That's
like
what I'm
that. I
saying.
remember that was a lot of talk, like where he just quite literally had no platform. Like,
yeah. And so his platform is a $650 million spa.
Yeah,
that he
which
gave
we will
away.
get to. We'll get to that. That is a topic on the show. Oh yeah, the next one I had up, because this is like, it's dark, but it's really funny, and it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. Because I wish I had the footage of it queued up, or at least a clip of it somewhere, where Kyle Rittenhouse. He's been on
He's a cunt.
he is a cunt, but in like ways you may not have realized. Like, it is
Probably guess.
like it is. This gets wild. Basically, one of his handlers has spilled the beans on the inside scoop on Kyle, sort of expressing regret for the monster that he's created. Now, we already kind of had an idea that, he's just a murderer that got away with it, and that he's like, no normal 17-year-old goes to like another state with a weapon to protect a car dealership.
And then is happy about the
woke
results
mob.
after he kills a couple
Yeah,
people.
It's like, the entire story is just like insane on its face, right? But Kyle has evidently a lot of stands. But what I've seen from the college circuit that he's been in is it's largely rooms full of people that like are there to make fun of him. There's been a fair bit of that. So I don't know how well this whole shtick is working out for him. But anyway, here's some screenshots of tweets from David Hancock, who was apparently like a member of like a PR team working with Kyle, image crafter as he's referred to here. Is anyone surprised that Kyle's far-right political handlers ensured his particular detail didn't make it into his book? See photo. Regarding his online high school diploma, we had to force him to complete the 4 years of credits in just 10 months, which he did using his quote-unquote Google machine. We invested significant effort to craft the image you witnessed during the trial. We outfitted him in new suits. Arranged for the haircut every weekend during the trial, and dedicated over 200 hours to prepare him for direct and cross-examination. Here, I'm just going to get the picture up there. Yeah, there we go. We employed the world's leading jury consultant and conducted extensive research through the 3 mock trials to identify the ideal jurors and the most effective approach for his testimony. Transforming a middle school dropout who was angry at the world with a history of violence and an unhealthy obsession with guns and killing into a respectable young man with a desire for higher education and a promising future was no easy feat.
Because it didn't work.
Yeah. It was meticulously crafted facade, which was sincerely hoped he would grow into. And how many times have you heard this story by just bad affluent kids? I just hoped if I just kept giving you privilege, you'd live up to it somehow. And some, to their credit, sometimes people do that, but it takes an extensive amount of privilege to get them going. It was meticulously crafted facade, which we sincerely hoped he would grow into. Instead, he squandered a full scholarship to study at any subject at any university in the country to become a divisive douchebag and antagonize black Americans on college campuses. Yeah. Kyle. Kyle.
How did this not work?
Yeah. Kyle failed to learn a single thing. He remains the same uneducated, arrogant, and antagonistic individual incapable of telling the truth. Now, he genuinely believes he is the show pony we created and has surrounded himself with sycophants who fuel his inflated ego because they prioritize their political agenda and Christian nationalist worldview. So now it's not just like, right-wing gun lobby trying to type people trying to protect Kyle. He's got the Christian nationalists and the evangelicals backing him, right? Yeah, so despite my efforts to guide him towards a better path in life, the allure of notoriety triumphed over the prospect of putting in the hard work of pursuing an education. Kyle is ill-equipped to offer advice to young people. I regret my role in shaping him into whatever he has become. If I known what I know now about Kyle's history, I would not have been involved.
Well, boo fucking who?
Yeah.
Like,
little too late for that, but I mean, he should have seen this
you
coming,
got
right?
involved after he already murdered people. Like, you weren't involved.
You were jumping on this, hoping to not make certain political motivations look bad. You wanted to take this moment that was surely going to be used as propaganda by, the left in anti-gun lobby. Not that there is an anti-gun lobby. I think that's the wrong term for that. But basically people who believe in sensible gun laws. You knew that this was going to be a big moment for them if you didn't craft this image of Kyle. And it worked on a lot of people, but the type of people largely who already wanted to believe it. Anybody who was already who had some doubt attached to this about I saw the footage, I'm still a little confused. You got a lot of people who are kind of like fence sitters like that, for better or worse. But to the people who are really like Team Kyle, they already want it to be at the very start.
All of you leopards ate my face fuckers, shut the fuck up.
I mean, good, you regret it, great, but why are you involved in the business of laundering this shit to people anyway? Why is that your job? Why do you do this for a living?
You would be doing society a favor if you became a gardener or something useful.
But not only that, on the flip side, let's say it could have been excellent for everyone involved if Kyle actually did stick to this plan.
If he became a productive member of society.
I mean, if he actually was just not a public figure. And I remember a lot of people on the left even saying that, if this kid just shuts the fuck up and kind of disappears from the public eye, he'll be fine. He's people are going to forget about him. He's going to be able to go ahead and live a perfectly normal life. La da da.
Except
he's they fanned these flames and created a monster. And now there he is. But and again, I think it's not working out for him in a bad way because from the footage I've seen of him being on college campus, he seems to have a lot of hecklers and not having an easy go of it, to say the least.
Don't fucking say.
So
fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
He
indeed.
stubs his toe every day for the rest of his fucking life.
Oh God, I didn't mean to close that. Just want to see. Okay. All right. I'm just seeing if I should see viewers in this corner. Is that's what I'm wondering? Okay, so we it actually goes on. There's more to this thread.
Really, I don't want to spend any time on this
Okay.
guy.
I'll just touch on this a little bit further. The minimum ASVAB score to join the Marines,
I don't know what that
is 31. Okay, so it's just basically a standard testing score that the military and shit uses. Most people can score 50 without even trying, and the minimum score to just be considered kind of, I guess, not too dumb to be a Marine is 31. Most people can get a 50 without even trying. Wikipedia says that scoring below 10 means you are legally ineligible to enlist. So I guess that is what happened, because evidently Kyle scored like a 10 or less. According to this document here, what is it?
Memo.
Was
permanently disqualified. Nice.
Yeah. In follow-up to the Rittenhouse request, the most received confirmation through the U.S. Army and received command from the took UMC did not meet service eligibility requirements. His test score was far below the required minimum and was permanently disqualified from entering the U.S. Marine Corps. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, don't give him a gun.
Yeah, maybe like kids having the ability to shoot people is bad.
And maybe if you have a track record of murdering people, maybe you don't want to keep giving them opportunities to do that.
Yeah, what is it? Like that one character from Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah, it's been billions of years.
Yeah, entirely like you can like the psychopath seething beneath the surface the whole movie. You can just like they keep doing the close-ups on his face of him looking crazy and stuff. Yeah. That guy. Yeah, you're right. It's been too long. I'm trying to make a reference that I don't completely remember.
Didn't really come together, but that's all right.
Yeah, people who watched that movie recently, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about.
We're shaking the dust off. It's fine.
Yeah. All the kids watched Full Metal Jacket, right? That all the Zoomers that would be watching a live stream YouTube show, they're up on their Stanley Kubrick movies, I'm sure.
From 50 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, from 50 years ago. So anyway, this is good. This spawned a whole thing. I didn't pull up the thread from it, but there's basically this like big right-wing account that tried to come at me about this because I teased him about it a little bit. I think Lo-Fi Republican is what he's called, because he was one of the many people that was mad at the Babylon Bee. Okay, now anybody who knows what the Babylon Bee is, they try and be like the, I guess like sort of Christian far right version of the Onion. Mm-hmm. That's basically what their bag is, and it's most of the time, like, if it manages to be funny, it's because just my chair. If it manages to be funny, it's because it's like accidentally doing it, where it's so unfunny that it manages to be funny again. Like even this joke that got these people mad, that like the kind of joke that would normally make me laugh, it's only funny because they're so mad. Because the joke itself, honestly, meh. It's not that good. It's not that good a joke.
Pretty low effort stuff.
Yeah, it's low effort stuff. But and there's more to this, but I'll show you the picture right off the bat. And immediately the type of people that love and follow and laugh at the Babylon Bee on a regular occasion, they're all very upset about this. So they posted this, would have been a couple weeks ago, I think. What's the date? Yeah, March 26th. The white race must maintain our genetic purity, says inbred man. And you got the swastika and, the Confederate flag with the, inbred features photoshopped guy's face on here. And immediately some like right-wing accounts here. Hey, any other races this applies to, or is it just the usual easy target? Like the usual easy target coming from these people, when it's like it's the freaking Babylon Bee. All they do is like make fun of like or make really strange jokes about queer people all day, and like stuff like that. It's just ridiculous that the usual target. They immediately go into this pearl clutching mode that is just so precious. And what makes this all even funnier, this particular post, was this same article. This is a repost. Apparently, this same article was first dropped by the website in 2017. And the current owner of the Babylon Bee, he straight up bought it off some other people because in about this era and before, this was kind of the extent of the humor. And if anything, it was like, lighthearted jokes about, being Christian and being Jesus-like. And it was like, it was just kind of lighthearted and silly, not kind of like having this sort of like edgy angle that they try to capture today. So when the current owner, Seth Dillon, bought it, he really turned it into kind of the goofy thing that got itself banned from Twitter. And then Elon Musk bought Twitter, and one of the first accounts he reinstated was the Babylon Bee. And so, yeah, like they got so edgy and out there with their anti-queer jokes and stuff like that they, before Elon Musk owned it, they got banned from Twitter, which even then, Twitter was not a woke machine back then. A lot of bigots got away with doing a lot of shit on Twitter even back then, right? So they really, I can't remember what it even was that might have been the final straw, but it must have been something fairly bad in order for that to happen. But yeah, apparently Elon Musk personally reinstated the Babylon Bee account that you see before you, and they repost a joke from before the time that the current owner posted it, owned the company. And yeah, they're freaking out about it. And it's like, yeah, in 2017, the audience didn't care about this. Well, in 2017, you probably didn't have the same audience. And you've cultivated a bunch of fucking neo-Nazis as your fans. Yeah. And this is what you get. And he seemed really shocked by this in some of his tweets. I don't have them pulled up or anything. But he's just like, I can't believe, something that came out in 2017. Why is everybody so mad at me? It's like, because you brought this on yourself, bud. Yeah.
Lie down with dogs, you're gonna get some fleas.
Yeah. So basically, I was trying. We were trying to highlight some stuff that's happened over the recent that on the internet that's been funny, and this is how we're shaking the rust off. We'll get into much more serious topics like Iran bombing Israel and that escalation. Yeah, more accurately, I would prefer to say Iran retaliating to Israel on their attack. Yeah. Let's not make this like something like Iran as being the aggressor in this situation necessarily. And also just like funny stuff. This just made me laugh. Yeah. Kneading the dough.
Make sure that you get.
I got to get it on the big screen here.
Otherwise, we're just laughing like assholes. There we
go. Look at that. Robots are coming to take our jobs. I don't know which job he's looking to take right now.
That hip action, I know which job he's going to take.
He's pining for some kind of job, that's for sure. But also at the same time, when I showed this video to somebody who actually works in a bakery, they were like, you really got to put your body into it sometimes. Like, you may not necessarily be doing it wrong. It looks a little goofy, sure. But, when you're kneading that dough, sometimes you really got to put some elbow grease into it. Yeah. So he's either doing this job really poorly or really well, and I can't tell. Yeah, well, I can't tell which one it is.
Yeah, he's not actually there, but I appreciate that. I'm just thinking that if this dude was this goofy fucking robot was actually there, then if I were either of those chefs, I'd be terrified. I'd be like, this guy is 2 seconds.
Yeah, like what kind of noise would it be made? Like, is he malfunctioning? Am I going to be killed when this thing's like upper torso starts spinning rapidly like a helicopter?
Yeah, like is he going to misidentify my white jacket as dough and then vigorously work me over like this?
Did they have sound? Oh, it's just music. It's just music that's in the background. Because, realistically, you'd be hearing like all kinds of clanking. This thing's probably really loud. But, you can see the knee passing in front of the desk here. Yeah. And, the foot isn't quite right. Yeah, it's very much. Like, obviously not a real robot. We don't have cool robots like this yet.
We just have ones that we send to kill Palestinian children that come directly from an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah. The doggos.
Because we are in the worst timeline.
Yeah.
I'm not joking, by the way. That's a thing.
Yeah. They're using the robot dogs to kill people. Of course they are. Yeah. Of course they are.
But specifically in Palestine. So, cool beans. We are in the worst timeline, which is why we're trying not to get too deep today because so much horrific stuff.
There's so much to cover.
6 months of war and 37,000 plus Palestinians dead. Yeah. It's too heavy for today.
Yeah.
But just Ugh.
We'll definitely be getting into it more next week. I have a bunch of things at the top of my mind, especially regarding, the Biden administration's reaction to things, largely because, for better or worse, and it is worse in this case, the United States has tremendous pull over what Israel can and is willing to do.
They have all the pull. They give them the money. They sell them the weapons.
Yeah.
Like the U.S. could shut it down because that's where all of it comes from.
Yeah. Getting back to the Galen Weston thing and Loblaws and, the crossover of this type of corruption with the Conservative Party. Here's an interesting video from TikTok user Creek Pete.
Okay, it's time for my favorite subject, which is Canadian media is a dumpster fire. A flaming pile of garbage, failing Canadians on an epic scale. Okay, here we go. So first we're going to start with this. Trudeau advisor defends use of crude language in online exchange with right-wing group. That's a nice way of putting shit-posting bullshitters. That's what they are. And you know who they are. And by the way, the exchange, perfection. And then yesterday, because apparently 2 years later, this is really important information. And watch how they word this. Liberal staff were identified as foul-mouthed balcony man, famous for cussing out Freedom Convoy protesters. Oh no, those poor free derpers. They probably never heard language like that before. No. They were probably having to cover their ears with their fuck Trudeau flags. Poor them. Right? Oh no. And because, of course, he's a Liberal staffer, because this is the narrative that they're going to build now, right? Liberals are unhinged, foul-mouthed psychopaths, right? No. Those poor free dippers waving the fuck Trudeau flags, they're the real victims. And by the way, Balcony Man, if you see this, you're a hero. And sue these guys. Do it. And then this was yesterday. Wait, so it wasn't just speculation, disinformation from a rogue CSIS operative with a hate on for the Prime Minister, but TrueAnon, so clever, was so certain.
TrueAnon,
First off, you narcissistic egomaniac, no one ever denied that there was an attempt at interference in our elections. No one ever said that. That's just a bullshit narrative from a sanctimonious glorified blogger.
And of course, you could set your watch to it too. If something insane and right wing happens in the United States, some insane right winger in Canada will almost certainly try and do their knockoff version of it. You had the January 6th, we had the convoy thing. And it's they're not perfectly parallel. They're not perfectly equal. It's usually just like a really cheap, laughable type of knockoff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that joke
So,
from
of course, saying that the election was rigged. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's like the joke from How I Met Your Mother of Robin saying that the 80s didn't reach Canada until, the early 2000s. He said.
Yeah, in a way, that's kind of true, I guess.
It's.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, this guy keeps talking.
But some interesting information came out yesterday, and apparently, I guess it's not as important as Liberals using the F word. But Pierre Poilievre's chief of staff, who posts stuff like this, is also a registered lobbyist for Loblaws. Loblaws, the grocery store conglomerate in Canada that's making record quarterly profits off of Canadians, while Conservatives are complaining about rising food prices and blaming it on Trudeau. I don't know, Canadian media, you don't think that isn't kind of important information that Canadians deserve to know?
Sounds like a major conflict of interest to me.
Yeah. And
sounds a bit extreme.
Yeah, and he's 100% right that Canadian media, because of the monopolies...
Yeah. The National Post is it's a rag. It's such a joke.
They all are.
Yeah.
We don't have.
Yeah. Well, and the closest thing we do have something that something that is balanced is the CBC, and of course, what do the Conservatives have a huge boner over fucking gutting the shit out of and hobbling because that is the only real news left that has any semblance of balance and. And because of that, they think they're too liberal and they have a liberal skew.
Yeah.
It's the constant, propaganda thing of accusing the enemy of the exact thing you're doing.
Yeah.
in perpetuity,
But
always.
also, Canada is literally like 3 corporations in a trench coat.
Yeah,
Like
basically.
everything is monopolized here.
Yeah.
We really need to.
Well,
do
I mean,
something about that.
and so is the United States, right? Like, it's kind of like a monopolized world, you know. And that's the unfortunate thing. We've let people. We let these companies get so big and depend entire sectors of the economy on them that we'll bail them out. They essentially are de facto the government minus any responsibility towards the citizenry.
Yeah.
I guess it's not as important as liberals saying the F word, right? Okay. And don't try and tell me that this wasn't some sort of open secret within the media class. They all know each other. They knew this. They chose not to report this. So when Pierre Poilievre and the Conservatives blame food prices on the Prime Minister, it's relevant information to know that the Conservative Chief of Staff is literally a registered lobbyist for one of Canada's biggest food conglomerates. It's relevant information. But apparently it's
calling it relevant information almost seems like a disservice. Like you're not using a strong enough term. That's
The conflict of interest.
It is absolutely corruption. It's corruption.
Yes.
Blatant.
Yes. Ugh.
And like you said, it's not like it was a secret of some kind.
No.
You know.
No, but that's the thing too, is that it's a secret if you don't know the questions to ask because your media isn't telling you.
Yeah, entirely.
Right? And so, like, that's how we've got ourselves into this fucking situation. Well, these clownvoy idiots, these anti-science motherfuckers, just...
If it were a clown boy, it would be a lot more fun. I like clowns. That's the thing. You know, we somehow, like, in our modern slang, that clown has become a lot more of an insult than it used to be, and that kind of rubs me the wrong way, because it's like, you know what, I'm down with the clown. You know, clowns can be hot.
Look, we're not here to get into your kinks.
Okay, yeah. One, clowns can be hot. 2, they can be highly funny and entertaining and enjoyable.
Yeah.
Why are we ragging on the clowns, man?
They could be
What do
serial
they
killers.
do?
Who knows?
They also be that. Just say, take it easy on the clowns, all right, everybody?
Anyway, the clan boy.
Clan boy. That's even. There we go. That's better.
So because our everything ties into each other of, you know, having all these I always want to call it oglarchies. Yeah, I get words mixed up and stuff. So anyways, all these
sound of gargling rich people balls.
Yeah, that's literally the issue. So when we have monopolies everywhere run by corporations who just want to control the narrative, keep us powerless, keep us separated from one another, make sure that, you know, we look at stupid things like liberal party members said the F word, as opposed to, Galen Weston is starving Nana and his buddy just was her landlord and just evicted her out of her long-term care home. And not to mention, like, you know, the mix-up in priorities, of course, but just like the blatant and obvious hypocrisy of getting up in arms about somebody's language. Like, really? We're going to get up in the arms about people's language coming from the right, coming from the same people who have clutched their pearls for so long about freedom of speech, about, you can't joke about anything anymore. Were you hurt by the words? Facts over feelings. Yeah. You know, these are the people that are going to go, he used the F word. We can't have that. That's just uncivil. You know, like, really? We're going to buy that from these morons? Yeah, Come on. Just laugh at it. It's okay to not even try to convince these people, okay? You can just laugh at them. It's fine. Yeah, I wish all of you garlic powder in your coffee every day for the rest of your lives.
Yeah, I like garlic, but man, that would not go. Did you recently do that by accident or something? What kind of analogy is that? Where'd you get that from?
I don't know. I'm just curmudgeon.
Okay.
I just want...
what would be worse, onion powder in your coffee or garlic powder in your coffee?
Well, it's kind of like asking if you want duty or caca in your coffee.
Well, those are the same thing, though. Garlic and onion, very different things.
Are they though in this context? Anyway, we're getting down to some really highbrow stuff.
Yeah.
Well, it's almost 9 o'clock. I think that we should wrap things up. On
Okay, let me see what else I got here. Oh yeah, here's.
Just don't bring up anything depressing.
Yeah. Nothing depressing.
To go out on a high note.
Okay, yeah. Here's like the thing that gets me about Elon Musk. Like, look how awkward he is, right?
Elon, fighting pose.
He wants to be liked so badly.
Well, why not trying something new, like being like a bull, you fucking bitch?
It's just so like, you'd think, if you were the kind of guy who was a billionaire and had a lot of time on your hands, you would take like a dance class or two. Like if you were the kind of guy that was like Elon Musk, where you wanted to be seen as like the ultimate like charismatic Tony Stark type guy, instead you accidentally end up being Justin Hammer instead,
He wishes.
Yeah. Even Justin Hammer actually had more charm. Yeah. He actually did take a dance class to try and look cool, at least. That was a thing that he did in that movie.
Sam Rockwell, just in general, is a good dancer. It didn't start and end. With
Well, I'm just saying, him being Justin Hammer, at least, Justin Hammer, as the billionaire that he is, obviously took a dance class or two to razzle dazzle in front of the cameras a little bit. But then there's this guy wearing, like, you could see the stress of the button on his thing here. Like, you can't even look at his cuffs too. Oh, I'm gonna go all fashion on this guy. But look, there's a you can see an obvious strain, a line being pulled in the jacket from the button here. That's a sign that the jacket doesn't fit around the fucking waist. Okay, and then look at the mess that is this cuff. What is happening over here?
Also, where's his shoulder at?
Yeah. There's like that slope. That's no good. Like there's a weird little bump in it there too. Like you can't even get proper tailoring. You are the richest man on earth, apparently, sir. Why can't you, oops, wrong screen. Why can't you get proper tailoring?
Well, that just shows that like all the money in the world can't buy class.
It's true.
I mean, it hasn't. So.
Yeah. Like, if anything, like, lean into having no class. Okay, so this is, I really want to end the show with this one, because this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And believe it or not, one of the funniest things I've ever seen involves Bill Maher. But we're not laughing with Bill Maher at this, okay? So that's why it's so funny. I'm going to admit, I'm probably going to show my ignorance of the pop culture world here. But I don't know who he's talking to. I don't recognize this lady. I don't know why she's a guest on his podcast. But her reaction to everything he says and her whole energy in handling this, like, this has got the energy of, like, you're going to, like, your weird uncle's house to buy weed because your usual guy is like out of town or something, and so like you gotta visit with him for a little while, but he's just a weird guy, so you're just sort of putting up with it. That's what the energy of this is, because of course on Bill Maher's podcast he smokes a lot of cannabis, which fine, but he's like just the worst kind of stoner, though. That's the thing. Okay, so let's here, I'm gonna make the screen a little bit. Try and make this a little bit bigger before we get into it. Ooh, my head's going to be in the way a little bit. All right, here we go. Okay.
Born. It doesn't even matter, because everybody's switching their sexes constantly. No, I'm not kidding about it. I mean, I am kidding about that, but people do switch sexes a lot more than they used to. There's a lot of trans, I always see that in the paper about somebody who has switched their sex, which I'm all, if that's what makes you, is that what blows your dress up?
Bad bitches all the way.
Who?
Yes. Bad bitches.
Fat bitches.
Bad bitches.
Oh, bad bitches.
Bad bitches. Be who you are. Yes, facts.
Right.
Perhaps.
She's just not having it. She feels like she obviously detects where he's trying to drag this conversation. And she probably is fairly aware of the type of guy that Bill Maher is. So her reaction is just like brushing him off. Yes, bad bitches, be you are. It's so great.
Yeah.
While he's trying to make some point about how wokeism is bad.
This is terribly relatable because I've absolutely redirected and diffused people like this.
Yeah, she does it so coolly. I don't know how to put it. Calmly, coolly, whatever.
And bitches, be who you are. Yes, claps.
Right.
Claps. Makes me happy.
I mean, I think there's some money to be made in some sort of exchange with everyone switching where, if you need a penis, take a penis. If you have a penis, give a penis. If there was some exchange, maybe Bitcoin could be involved. And you could, no?
That's it. That's the punchline for me.
Right,
where
she's
he's
my new
actually
best friend.
getting nothing from this lady.
Yeah.
He's trying so hard. He's digging. Oh, you can even get Bitcoin in there. It's so painful. This is the worst.
No?
No.
No.
Oh man, that's so good.
my
I
best
love
friend.
that. Yeah, this is my favorite clip of anything I've seen
I
in a
appreciate
fucking
you
long,
ending things off
long
on that
time.
note. That was a good note to end off on.
Next week we'll open the show with talking because it's getting cut from this show. We're going to talk more about Doug Ford's Toronto waterfront mega spa. This is I feel like Donald Trump, this is like a parody of something Donald Trump would do, taken to its most ridiculous extreme.
He's trying to redo all of the shit that Mike Harris got away with.
Yeah. It's oh man.
But the thing is, now we know that
so
Mike
much to
Harris got
unpack.
away
There's
with
so
all
much
this
to
stuff,
unpack there.
and so
we'll get into that. We'll talk about everybody's calling it World War III, but I feel like that term is getting worn out. For 20 years, we've been talking about how World War III is going to start any second now.
I mean, we're not going to know it
Until it's happening.
We're not going to know what the opening shot is for World War III.
It may have happened 10 years ago. Maybe this is just a real slow burn. I don't know.
That's not something that you will know in the moment unless the opening shot is literally a nuke. Outside of that, we won't know what the opening shot is.
Yeah, so we'll be talking about the nature of that conflict going on
Unless
over there.
we get nuked in the meantime.
Unless barring getting nuked, and then we'll be like that scene, that sketch from Kids in the Hall with the song. That
new peril escapes.
Yeah, just playing that on loop. So with that's what we're going to be talking about next week. Thanks for watching. For those who did, the Rough Report. Here, play us out theme song.